Hey, good morning, folks. Welcome back to another episode of How Long Does It Actually Take to Do an LS Swap? So today we're at, probably day 150. I've got the entirety of everything welded in on the inside of the firewall, everything that needs to go in, I think. I've got my brake bracket tacked into the firewall, so that's the only external components. I had to drill these two holes here, and that's going to be for this little bulkhead, and that is for the heater core for the engine. So the engine feeds these two lines. Those two lines are plumbed into the firewall, and those two lines that plumb in through the firewall feed one of the components on the firewall. So those come through here, and those will feed this heater core. So this heater is obviously exactly what it is. It's a heater. So I've got that welded in. It came with these two finicky little brackets. So I did get those welded onto the firewall. I didn't want to drill a hole. I don't want any exposed fasteners. So this guy is in place. I had to shove it over after I located it because I needed room for my throttle control module. So my LS swap, it has this guy here, the electronic throttle, that set of wires right there. And those guys feed up over into this control module that feeds into the ECM. So I've got the ECM located. You can see it right here. ECM is located. Throttle control module is located. All I did was use some C-channel. I cut it in half and I formed a little tray essentially to hold this guy. So you can kind of see how I did that. And then this is actually key stock for machining. So that just keeps it square. And then I had some existing gussets right here that I had made for another project. So I just used those to make it look sort of kind of pretty. I should have put them above, but hindsight, right? So I got the ECM mounted. I got the transmission control module mounted. I got the heater mounted. I've got my throttle mounted. I've got my brake bracket figured out where it's gonna go. So I'm thinking I got everything welded in here. I do want to fill these. I want to fill that. I want to fill that. I don't know where I'm gonna run my my engine harness through. I'm probably gonna run a wire down and put a hole right here. That hole is gonna feed back in. I just want to kind of keep it away from the exhaust headers, so I need to figure out where that is. This is kind of a convenient little spot because it's actually made to come apart to access the back of the transmission. So that might be where it goes. I haven't decided yet. I need to patch this hole in the floor. That's not LS swap related, but I've got my little Bluetooth stereo fashioned in here on the dash. Just a little switch. Volume, bass, treble, pretty simple. I've got my Classic Instruments cluster, and all I did is I used 1/8 aluminum and I cut out a little dash piece for it for my new instruments, and that also extended back in behind here. But I do need to use this possibly. I might get rid of that and just put a filler in there, put a nice little logo in there, because my heater is actually only, it's one switch. Here, it's right here. So this is the heater control. It's just one switch. So I might be able to put that in there kind of thing. So there's a switch right there for the heater, and then put a nice logo in there because I don't think I'm going to need this. Still have not decided. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at. So I've got, like I said, I've got everything welded on the back side of the firewall. So I'm just about ready to do final body work and then paint the firewall. I do need to finish welding in that brake bracket. I've got my motor mounts in. I've got, I need to remove this old brake pedal arm. I've got my transmission cross member sort of made in there. I think I'm gonna go with something a little bit beefier. So I might have to refabricate that, but no biggie. And yeah, it's kind of where we're at. So I've put a lot of time into this. I've got a lot of family time in between to break it up, but it is coming along, and if you stay tuned, hopefully I'll be getting this 5.3 liter LS into the engine bay. sooner than later. We'll see. Stay tuned. Thanks.